Good morning, Trader James here, May 29th, 2025. So close and yet so far. There's a trade today that high conviction in, and it just didn't hit my take profit. It's like gets all the way up there and then reverses right before. It's frustrating, but ended up being a good day. 4 trades total, 2 wins, one medium-sized win and one solid win at a 5R. 2 losses, both of them appropriate size, consistent size, and no break-evens. So ending with an R factor of 5.5. This will be my last trading day of the week. So just looking back on the week as well, I'm up just over 6R on the week, just due to yesterday having a poor performance day, kind of erased a lot of Tuesday's gains. So up today plus a little bit, so up just over 6R. So okay week, not the best, but positive. So and feeling like I'm getting into a groove, even though I did have one down day this week. So just want to review a couple trades, the 4 trades that I took today. 3 of them were basically the same setup. It was 3 attempts at the same trade, 2 losses in a row, and then the 2.5R win. So what I was looking at was we had this nice move up on the 4-hour here overnight, big move up, and we were right around the 0.38 Fibonacci retracement at the time. It was a pre-market trade. I don't normally trade pre-market, but I was doing my assessment. I felt high conviction in this setup, looking for a 4-hour higher low. It was at this level right here. And then, so zooming into the 1-hour, we were right around this area here on this candle. I was thinking, all right, we're probably going to get a 1-hour bounce, something up here, and then maybe if we do continue down, we do. But looking for a little day trade. So zooming into the 15, we're down here. We really had this 15-minute low, 15-minute lower high, and then we didn't really make another 15-minute bounce, a little bounce here, but still making higher lows. So then, I was thinking, all right, we at least get a bounce a little bit higher. We're still at this 3.8, hovering around this area, and the 15-minute oversold. So in a 4-hour uptrend, 15-minute oversold, I'm looking for a 4-hour higher low. So zooming in then to the 5-minute where I did my trades here. So we had, let's mark up the chart here. We had a 5-minute low, 5-minute lower high, but almost basically double top. 5-minute, higher low, 5-minute lower high, 5-minute higher low, and then this is where I started to look long. We had this consolidation pattern. I'm thinking, all right, we're going to break upwards to have the 1-hour consolidation underway, as well as the 15-minute consolidation, just all these time frames lining up. We're 15-minute oversold here. We hit the coming off of 5-minute oversold. We'll just zoom in here. Change this back just to show all the different time frames. So here we go. So I entered my first long here on the break of this 5-minute candle. So we set the 5-minute higher low here, right here, and it just broke, came down and stopped me out. So all right, well, it's still holding. We barely broke and then came back up. So I entered a second time on this candle, right there, came down and stopped me out. All right, you know what? This is really, we're not getting lower lows. We're still holding. We're making 5-minute higher low, 5-minute higher low, 5-minute higher low. So I add in again. Starts to go in my favor. I add a second position, then I add a third position. It's going really well. I'm thinking, all right, right here, this is the 1-hour consolidation at this level right here. So we just break that. I'm very confident in this position. We have the 1-hour low set now down here. We've got this bounce going. So I move my stop up to just under this 5-minute candle, which was definitely a good thing. Basically, I locked in that 2.5R on that trade to make up for the 2 previous losses plus some fees and whatnot. So It just gets there. It's not even like 5 points away, and then it reverses and takes me out. It's a little bit frustrated. It was a decent setup. It was with my game plan. I treated it well. I was comfortable in the sizing. It was good sizing. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm out now. I gotta wait for the open. I'm not gonna try and retrade. Then we had this big flush down here. So we came down, flushed down to around this level, came back up to around here, and then I was like, all right, you know what? This looks really weak right now, which obviously it is. Breaking this level, the 5-minute low here, I added a short. Then we broke down below this previous level here. I added another short, and then ended up getting out for 5R on that trade. So first position was a 10-point stop, 30-point target, so a 1 to 3. Then I added my second one for a 1 to 2, but brought my stop loss down to keep it consistent at that same 1R level, and then out. That got me up to a what was that, 5.5R on the day, and done. So happy about that. I was happy with all my trades today. I definitely think that this was more of the A plus setup, and then over here I would call these B plus setup. But just sometimes it works out that way. I could have definitely had my stops or my take profit a little bit closer. Usually I have a 30-point. So if I left my take profit where I normally have it, I would have gotten out and it would have been a good trade, but it wouldn't have hit quite where I wanted, because this is below or right at the 1 hour consolidation. I was thinking we break these levels, we hit the stops that people have that were going short, and it might shoot up a little bit higher. So that's why I kind of moved my take profit up there. That was my thesis there. Didn't work. It is what it is. Still out positive on the day, positive on the week, and not trading again until next week. I think I only have 2 days to trade next week, just because of work. So taking it slow, and have any questions, let me know. Another reason why I decided to jump in short when I don't normally without like a nice stop level, was because we were overbought on the regular trading hours so much. The 5-minute was overbought, the 15-minute was overbought. So I was looking to kind of pull back and fill that gap, which definitely came down there. Anyway, I was a little bit rambly on this one. Sorry about that. Have a good rest of your week and a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.